Don't worry, it's just water.
I came in like a superhero. Episode 165 of Cleaning Dishes. I hope everyone's doing well today.
Yeah. So no. It's Mr. Fantastic bounce back like elastic, don't melt because it's not plastic. I'm here with the one and only
Thomas.
AKA
Tommy Two Toes.
AKA
Mahogany Drake.
AKA
Tsunami Tommy.
AKA
I forgot the other one.
Tofu Tommy.
Tofu Tommy. Yeah. It's us live in the flesh. If you're watching this on YouTube, how you doing? You listen to this on your favorite podcast. How you doing? How you doing?
If it's your first time back, welcome. Or if it's your first time here, welcome. If it's your 165th time here, welcome back.
More tunes for your head talk.
More tunes for your head tops. More to come. I said more to come. You nasty.
I didn't hear you.
Nasty.
I didn't hear you say
No,
that.
sir. No, sir.
Oh, I personally say what? I was like, what?
Wow. I said more to come. He gonna look at me like,
I didn't hear it though.
You is.
I didn't hear it to part.
You is wild. All right, bro. You a wild boy for that one. You a wild.
How am I wild?
Thomas.
No, I heard what you didn't say.
Wild boy for that.
How's your week been, bro?
Our week was good. Work has been busy. We playing a lot of catch up.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Well, not catch up. Sorry, not catch up. We just playing a lot of just a lot of doing because of just school's about to start back in August, July, August-ish. So it's like
I'm gonna still that a lot of doing. I like that.
Yes, it's a lot of doing. That's what it is.
Yeah, I like that. A lot of doing.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. I'm glad you fuck. What you say is, I'm glad you fuck with it.
And that's real. That's a powerful statement because I am glad that you fuck with it, like for real. Cause you could not, I could do something you didn't fuck with, and I'm like, oh, alright, but you fuck with it, so I'm glad you fuck with it.
That's factuals.
Shout out to Wiz Khalifa for that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wiz Khalifa was glad you fuck with it too.
Yeah, know what I'm saying. What are you doing? No, you got it.
Arts and crafts, nigga. Arts and crafts.
My week was good. Had a great great weekend for Juneteenth that we had to talk about.
Juneteenth.
But
Gentile.
My week's been good though. I've been doing pretty good. Took Monday off from work.
Ooh, what you do?
What did I do? I want to say I was being productive. I don't remember exactly what I did though.
A whole lot of doing.
Okay. I mean, I gotta try to incorporate that to my lifestyle now. A whole lot of doing.
Was it a whole lot of doing? That was a real question.
I hope so. I want to say it was. I try my best to make sure. I shouldn't. It started a while. I believe in the idea that whatever I do today, my future self be grateful for. So I try my best to always have that mindset.
Ooh, he trying to be deep in the beginning.
I'm not trying to be deep. I'm not. No, like, for real, that's how one of my mottos. And it's been a few times where I'm like, yo, thank you to myself in the past. Because, like, things that were done, it was like, yo, you know what? Thank you.
I heard you went to church on Friday. I heard Friday morning you went to church. Somebody was preaching in the morning.
Probably you. Probably you.
My bad. Yeah, we was being dumb in the morning. I forget what happened. But we started, something about God came up. And about like asking God for something or like praying to God for something, and I was like, "Oh yeah, how He already given you that?"
That's exactly what.
Yeah, I was being real ignorant.
Honestly, you wasn't wrong. You was like how people be asking for shit, but you don't ever ask God for anything, and then God be like, "Oh, it's in the Bible." Like, God, send me a sign. The sign's probably in the Bible. G, like, go look in there because I already put everything in there for you.
Like, God, give me a word, but nigga, I gave you a whole book. Hey, a whole book of words. You ain't pick not one of them. Pick one of them words. Use that.
He gave a compilation, and then had books in those compilations.
Yeah. Like all kinds of stories. There's your name in there, everything. You just still don't read about. Okay.
You know what to do. Like, look at history, bro. It's all there.
Yeah, and I was laughing because I was like, because you was like, I was like, you already got it. You just gotta get in tune with it. You gotta tap into the resources. We was just laughing because it was on things I was ignorant, but it was factual.
I don't think it was ignorant. I think it was just all truth, bro. I was like, I don't think I want to lie. I was like,
he's like,
You can't tell someone shut up when speaking them the truth. Actually, you can if the truth like really hurts you. But it's like, yo, like he ain't wrong though. So like,
yeah,
I'd rather be hurt inside the truth than hurt by lies.
that's factual. That's factual. Yeah, but it was right. It was fun. It was truthful ignorance because how I was doing extra about it, but it was all facts.
You was preaching, bro.
It was
like,
all facts. It was all facts.
The spirit compelled you. You had to deliver a message.
Yes, that was so funny.
So back to our previous topic that I foreshadowed earlier. So those that watched episode 164, I took an edible before we recorded. So the amount I took was a little bit more than I
wasn't
thought.
measured. Was not measured. Let's face facts. It was not measured.
When you cook, do you measure?
Huh?
When you cook, do you measure?
Yeah, you get a fucking measuring cup and you measure. You get
measure
tablespoons.
You measure all the time?
If I'm following a recipe, yes. You get measuring cups, spoons, all kinds of shit, dog.
You get ahead of us. All right. But when you cook, you don't always measure though, unless you follow ingredients, right? Unless you follow a recipe.
Yeah,
right?
if I'm following a recipe, I follow with ingredients and whatnot.
All right. So that being said, you don't always measure, right?
Okay, yeah, sure. I don't always measure.
Thank you.
That's fair. Okay.
So like I was saying, so I took my edible. I took a dosage that I took a little bit more than I thought it was. I bought it.
Okay.
I did eyeball. Don't say I didn't.
I didn't say you did. You had that eyeball. You saw it. You saw it and took it. That's eyeballing. You saw it, took it.
I eyeballed it. I eyeballed it, and I took what I thought was gonna be cool for me to take. Come to find out, that was a little too high for me.
So what's the equivalent? So how are you comparing cooking and just what's the comparison here? You said you don't always measure when you cook.
Yeah, you don't always measure when you cook, and it turns out fine, right? When you cook, you don't measure, it tastes good, right?
Not all the time, no. It's too spicy or it's too this
now
or
we
it's
get
too
somewhere,
that.
not all the time, but this is one of them times.
But what? You didn't cook that. It was already
there.
It was already made. All you do is pop. I mean, know what you had to take. First of all,
popped, all right.
And on top of that, you talking about that's like a false equivalency looking.
Here you go,
bro. If I cook too much onion in my food, what happen? My food just be oniony. If you take too much or whatever you're edible, you flying, nigga. You flying without a license. I mean,
I was comatose.
You a pilot now. Like you just a pilot.
I wasn't even a pilot. I was just a passenger, bro.
Nigga, you went from pilot to passenger because you aborted the plane. You at one point was flying high, soaring, and you just jumped off the plane. And you forgot your parachute. I was like, nigga. I
was for sure the highest in the room. I was probably the highest on Earth.
You might have been the only one high in the room.
I doubt that.
Nigga, who else was there that was high?
We was in the restaurant. We didn't have ourselves. Hold on.
No, you was ahead of yourself, behind yourself, in front of yourself, next to yourself. You was all over the place.
So when I took the edible, I expected it to hit while we was recording, right? But from what it sounded like, it didn't.
The whole time, from what it sounded like, nigga. Okay.
No, it hit for real after we had already recorded.
Yeah. I saw the different phases of oh shit.
Yeah. Hold on. So took the edible. I was going about my day. We recorded. Podcast was great. We did a good job. And then like we had friends come over because we was going out to eat. I ain't seen my homies in a long time.
So okay.
Can you wait, please?
Okay, go ahead. Just go ahead.
You spoiling the sauce.
Just go ahead.
Don't spike the drink, my nigga.
Don't spike yourself.
Nigga, tell me about it. So like. I'm realizing that I'm feeling it. I'm feeling like it against my bloodstream.
Feeling it.
So I was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like this is what we took the elbow for. We good. Inside my face, I started like feeling like it was sliding off the bone, bro. I was like, I'm joking. That ain't what it felt like. But no, I was
That's
talking.
That's what it looked like.
And oh boy. So we're talking. We like having a good time talking, right? We're going to head out to do Korean barbecue, but. When it hit me, it didn't stop hitting me. So I realized I'm in an Ip Man situation where this combo just keep going. I can't block.
It's like...
And so I just was like, oh shit, I'm really high. And I hit that meter of like, oh, I'm too high. And that mirror just kept hitting that nozzle. I was like, bro, this mirror gotta be broke. In my head, I'm like, yo, this mirror's broke.
It was bad, brother. It was bad.
Zooted and booted. It was to the point where like it's so much things had happened in that moment of me being high to get when we went out and came home. So much had happened that I didn't even know about. So I'm gonna tell you person I recall. So we in a car, right?
We gotta play fill in the blanks with okay.
Please. So we in a car, right? Fred's driving. And I barely remember getting in the car.
So when he says we again, it's 5 of us in the car. 5 of us.
It is five of us. We get in the car, and I blinked and opened my eyes when he was in Mesa. I'm like, yo, I like that Mesa pretty fast. He must have been speeding. And so I was like, I never been to this Korean barbecue spot. I gotta start shooting some landmarks. So I'm trying to see where we at, right? I'm like, yo, none of this look familiar. And I'm like, I'm tipping my head down. I'm looking. I'm like,
so Thomas is in the back. I'm in the driver's seat. Thomas is sitting in back of me in the back seat.
So I'm looking like, all right, that look like Dobson. And I'm looking to my left. I'm like, I can't see the other street sign, which I probably could if I thought about it. I probably could. I couldn't register what it was. And like, so the way I'm looking past the driver's mirror, and I'm looking
the rear view mirror. He's looking past the rear view mirror. He says,
I'm looking at the street sign, trying to figure out what it is. So as I'm trying to figure out what Dobson spells like, I feel like somebody's staring at me. And so I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh shit, somebody's eyes. Oh, it's Fred. Hey, why he staring at me? Is he staring at me? I move my head back, see if he's staring at me or not. So I move my head back and your eyes follow me. I was like, oh shit, what he staring? He's staring at me for real. What he staring at me for?
So let me give that part of what I saw. So you were so you had looked around and then you was looking around, but you was looking around like real like kind of like you were bird watching. That's what it looked like a nigga bird watching. He sees the bird's flying. That's why he looked like he was moving slow. And then at one point he's looking, and to me it looks like he's looking into the mirror. So I look up and I'm looking at him. Y'all, if I tell you a good 10 seconds went by where we were just looking at each other, and then this nigga finally like registered because he like opened his eyes wide, like he must have been going, open his eyes wide, and then squinting his eyes, and then he like leaned back, and then he was like open his eyes again, surprised that I was still looking at. Like I think he thought he was blinking. But he wasn't. Every time he opened his eyes up, he thought that it was normal and he was regular eyes. He was closing them. I was like, no, nigga, I'm still looking at this nigga. And then finally he like sat back in his seat and shit like that. And he just was like, he like started looking around again. I was like, this nigga high as fuck. And we started laughing because I started driving. This nigga's high as fuck, bro.
I was wondering why I wanted to confirm you were looking at me first. I ain't started bugging out and you weren't looking at me.
If you saw what I saw was how slow you were moving in that moment, dog, you'd be like, this nigga's crazy. Because you was your eyes didn't move from whatever you were looking at when you noticed I was looking at you. Your eyes didn't move.
Cause I was looking at you at that time.
No, this is not what you did. You were staring into the mirror, bro.
I wasn't at first.
Thomas, because your eyes didn't move.
Your eyes didn't move, bro. It was equal, bro.
No, your eyes didn't like that. Because you were looking at something like that. Your eyes didn't move at all. Your eyes didn't move at all.
And then you was like,
you was high, you don't know. And then this nigga gonna look at me and then sat there for a good 10 seconds and then realized I was looking at him and opened his eyes wide like, whoa. And then, but he didn't say anything. His face is like he's talking with his face. He's like, whoa, this nigga's looking at me. And he's like, well, is he looking at me? I'm gonna move back. Then while Fry do that thing where he squints his eyes and like, is he looking at me or am I looking at him type shit? That's what he was doing. Ooh. And then he leaned backwards. I was still looking at him and did a big eye thing and slowly turned his head away. This nigga was so slow motion, dog. It was not funny at all.
Kyrie was like, I know this nigga ain't staring at me, bro. I was like, I ain't tripping. I was like, no, this nigga ain't staring at me, dog. Like,
but he's waking out by himself and no one else is noticing. That's what made it even funnier.
I'm chill. I was really chill.
I'm just looking at this nigga like, the fuck is wrong with this nigga, dog? Like, I'm seeing he's getting high. I'm watching him get higher and higher. I'm like, you wanna come down?
Yeah, I couldn't. I was like, yeah, write that shit out.
That shit was bad. Then we get to the restaurant.
What part of that you want to?
I'll let you go, and then I'll just fill in the blanks. At that part, I'll fill in the other blank.
So I'm like fully in and out of consciousness. I'm over here talking to the higher power and shit, and like everybody orders food. I'm just like, as normally what I go do in Korean barbecue, I just like, yo, whatever's on the table, we eating.
So let's explain Korean barbecue real quick.
Please.
So the way it's set up is when you go to Korean barbecue, for those who have never been, first of all, it's awesome. Shout out to Korea. So what happens is when you go there, they usually sit you down at the table. We go, we get our scans or whatever, make sure we all are healthy and okay to be here.
Did I get scanned?
Yeah, you got scanned.
I remember that a little bit.
You was definitely high. You was like this because you got too close to it. And you was like this.
No, I was not.
Yes, she did. Yeah, she did tell you don't have to get that close. She did tell you don't have to get that close. You was like this, about to put your head on it. You don't have to get that close. And she just move you back. Like no. I was like, nigga, oh my god.
Why didn't help me?
We didn't know you was still on this ride at the time. We knew you was on the ride, but we didn't know how far fast the ride was going or how slow it was going. And you got real close, like no. And she like, oh no. Like, and so you like step back, he was like, oh, and you was like that, and you stood there. You'd say, oh, you just like stood there, and it went off, whatever, he was good. And then we all got scanned. They sit you down at the at a table. So inside the middle, usually the middle of the table, or somewhere in the middle of the table, there's a grill. A little grill at the table. And what they do is they basically turn the grill on. There's usually gassing at the end of the table. Turn the gas on. The fire thing's on going, and then what they do is some places is all you can eat, so you just pick whatever meat you want. Others you pay for whatever meat you get. This one's a pay for whatever meat you get. So you look at the menu, you pick your different meats, and then they bring them out to you. So we're sitting at the table. It's 2 on this side, 3 on this side, or 2 on this side, and then Tom Adonis, shout out to him. He sit at the head of the table. So Thomas. So it's a Thomas. So it's Thomas,
Dan,
yeah, Adonis, Thomas, Dan, myself, and Aaron.
Niggas, you high right now?
I keep doing that. Black people look alike. And then so I feel like a dad when I do. You know, parents do. Y'all all just got the same names.
Man, my mom used to do this shit a lot.
But child, they get mad, call you child or boy because they can't think of your name. And then so then they bring out the meat or whatever. We're cooking the meat. And so we'll let you. So that's what happened. That's how it was set up, just so you get an idea. So you sit at like a booth-like table, and then they bring out meat to you guys, usually off to the side, usually like on a tray somewhere off to the side. And usually one person's like taking meat and putting it onto the grill, and then that stuff is grilling and cooking, and y'all take it out the grill and eat off the grill. You have plates and stuff. You put it on your plate and then you eat it, mix it with your different things.
So this place was a little bit special because they had the grill, and also they had the
side pocket joints.
Yeah, that was different. I was like, oh, that's kind of dope.
That was dope. Yeah, most of them don't have. The ones I've been to never had that. This one had like side pockets because when you order, you also get a they give you like appetizer stuff. I guess you will. You pick appetizers, or you can. And what they do is they like one of them's like an egg thing. I forget what it's called, but they have these pockets in the some of the omelet though. They put it in the side. And so the sides heat up because of the grill, because they're right around the grill. So they heat up. It's like it was like raw egg in one with like all the ingredients for an omelet. So it's cooking in there, becoming an omelet. And then on the other side, I think the other sides were empty, I feel like. Oh no, one had like
one had corn with cheese, and the other side had mashed potatoes.
I don't remember what was in the other one. Cause
I don't remember. I know they had a vendetta against me.
Yeah, because one of them was empty. Remember, 2 of them had something.
All 3 of them had stuff in it because they was all shooting me.
Because it was 4, wasn't it? 4 pockets.
I remember 3.
I can't.
You're right. Right.
We'll go through because I don't remember what the third thing was. Because I don't remember what the other thing was. I just remember, but yeah, eventually, and then what you do is eventually you eat all the stuff in there, and then then when you cook the meat, you put the meat so it's not overcooked. You can put it in there, or usually you're eating fast enough so you have to sit the meat in there because it will cook and overcook.
Mm-hmm.
But but obviously sitting so close to the grill, things happen. Like obviously it's cooking. Sometimes meat pops and stuff like that. So things can sometimes get to popping. So I'll let you now explain. Now that we set the scenario up, you kind of will get a better understanding of how things were occurring, what things were occurring, and what he was talking about.
So we eating right. First off, I'm eating rice. I mean, everything I can see with my eye while I open my eyes, I'm like digging into. And mind you, we had like a bowl of rice also.
Yeah, you get a small bowl of rice. Yep, 20 years because you get sides with all the meats. You get sides like veg. Usually it's like veggies and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I remember getting some salad. Remember eating like majority of the bowl of my rice. I ate half the bowl of my rice before the food even got there. I'm eating everything I can see in sight. So they bring the food over, the meat, the actual grill, and they bring the meat over with the side dishes and shit. In my high mind, I was like, "Oh, this is fancy. Damn, I wasn't ready for all this." But I still was like, "I got a mission to do. Let me go ahead and fuck this food up." So I'm eating, right? You know what I'm saying? Somebody throwing food. I don't know who's putting meat on the grill. I'm just seeing it.
At this point, it's between Thomas. It's between Adonis and Dan.
Okay. I remember somebody had meat out there too long. I didn't care. I was like, man, like, look, it's gonna be overcooked. Shit, let me go ahead and get that shit now. So
notice how I say how he's seeing the meat and it was overcooked, but his eyes were closed?
They were hella closed.
He's like, this meat's overcooked, it's dark. Like, nigga, okay.
I remember reaching for the meat, somebody was like, yo, it's not done cooking it. I was like, I can swear. I was like, I don't know if I said that. I was like, I swear it is, but all right. And I chilled. I just was like sitting here, my eyes closed still.
Yeah, it was still pink in the, cause it was pork, so it was still kind of pink in the center, so you can't eat pork like that.
Like I was saying, I was ready to eat wherever it was on the grill. And like, because we had a point where like we're talking, we're eating, right? So we all in the idle. Well, everybody else is talking. I'm in the idle state on standby like on a computer, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, y'all something just like something hot gets in my arm. Not shit, like what is that? Then I just was like, all right, so, I can say like 3 more times, And mind you, I'm not by myself. My friends look at me like I'm a drug head.
So here's what you got to remember in this situation at this point.
What is there to remember?
Tom, so we're sitting at the grill, right? Let's say this is the little white thing is the grill. It's obviously bigger than that. We're all sitting there. It's cooking. We don't hear or see any popping. There's nothing that indicates food is popping off. Granted, it does and it can, but we're not. Usually, you hear pop, pop, pop. We're not hearing or seeing anything. Thomas has not said a word since we left the house. Like the whole altercation in the car. Thomas, I'm telling you,
in the car when you was staring at me, I said something, didn't I?
No, that was making it so funny. You was just like you weren't saying anything. In your head, this whole transaction, you are talking, but in reality, you've never said a word.
I didn't say anything.
You weren't talking at all.
No, it's crazy.
In the car a little bit, he was like, "Yo, you were good." And he was like, "Yeah." It was like that. It was like, "Yeah," but and stuff like that. That's all it was. Now you turned into him. You was just like, like it. You were really getting that, bro. So at this point, the first few words audible words you've actually said is I'm being popped, or something. He's like y'all not feeling that. So imagine we all know he's like, he told us he had an edible, and he the only one tells him randomly out of nowhere. We're all sitting there waiting on food. And he says some we like crack, like immediately we're just like straight crack. This dude's on crack. Like there's no getting around it. He's on crack. There's no way. There's no popping sound. There's no extra. Like the sound of something searing,
that shit was burning.
Nothing. So he's going going crazy. Everybody's like stopping and like trying to laugh. Like he's trying to make sure everybody's okay, but you're not sure because they mental, because they mental ain't fully there. So like, he's trying to laugh.
I can imagine if it was the other way around, I'd be like, "Yo, what was in there he took, bro?" I'm pretty sure I would have said the same thing.
It's because you didn't say anything prior to this point. You haven't said any words. You aren't talking, and we're all having conversation, and we'll say a part to you, and you just don't reply. And we're like, "Okay, keep it pushing." And so like at this point, like, okay, he's off he's just off. Like we can't talk to him.
Yeah.
And so he's like, it was bad, bro. He hasn't said a fucking word. Like from the time we entered the restaurant to the time we left that bitch, he didn't say a fucking word. He didn't say a word, bro.
I was chill.
Like, nigga, no, you was dead. Like, you didn't say shit. If you weren't eating, I would have thought you were dead. You didn't say a word, bro. You may have been breathing. I don't know. But you definitely didn't say a word.
I know my beats per minute was hella low. It had to have
He's
been.
like, boom, boom.
So I don't want to say throughout the whole thing, but I feel it was a good minute. I was the only one getting hit, and I was like looking around like, how nobody was feeling this?
Bro,
y'all don't feel my pain? And I was really curious about how y'all didn't feel my pain.
I mean, it was cool. It was kind of like just sitting there chilling. Like, look, we're all looking at the food like, we're all hungry, like, caveman. And then this nigga was just like, and we were like, what? Like, yo, just so confused, bro. It was so fun. It was the only words you said at the table.
I said more than that, bro.
Thomas, no. It was like, drink your water. I'm gonna get some water. Like, that's what it would be like. By drink water, bro. I'm gonna get water. That's what it was, for real. Drink water, but no.
I was so thirsty, bro. I took a sip of water. I thought my throat closed up, nigga. I swallowed. I was like, my body was like, yo, I need more water. And I was like, yo, chill, bro.
It was bad, bro.
I was full. I probably was dehydrated because of the heat. And
it does get hot. It's mind you, you're sitting right next to a grill. And luckily, they have a little fanny thing they pulled that, which is pretty smart.
I thought that was dope.
So you pull there's a vent they have that's above your head, and they pull it down, and they start it. So it's right above the grill. So a lot of the stuff is a lot of smoke and stuff's going right into that. Right into the vent.
I want to tell you what I thought was going on, but she'll make fun of me. So it's all
go ahead. Oh, you might as well tell me. I'm on a podcast. It's the perfect time to make fun of you.
When they was putting the thing down, I thought we was about to get abducted. I was like, oh, UFO!
It does look a little UFO. Like they look like the last thing you see before they shine the light in your face, and then you be like, your organs go missing. It was like,
this is why I'm extra high. They taking my soul. I'm saying, I'm playing. I ain't think that.
You could have, Thomas, the way you was acting, bro. Like, if you had told me that when they brought the thing that they took my voice, I'd be like, okay, yeah.
No.
Thomas, the way you was acting, you was like, water.
No, but like, I will say this, though. I felt like I was face to face with the sun. That's how hot I felt. My face was like baking, bro. I felt like I chopped a shit cookie in the middle of the oven with nobody else around it, bro.
His seat wasn't any closer than the other three people.
It wasn't, bro.
But he was just the only one sweating profusely. He was so sweaty, okay? He was sweating so hard that at one point he was like, at the time he's at the table, he's so far gone, he's trying to put his hands on his table. He's trying to put his elbows on the table and rest his head in his hands, and his hands are like, sleep. Like, and so he looked crazy. So that's how he would do it, like, hey, drink more water. It was bad, bro. Like, it's the first time we all got together in like months. And this fool gonna get too high and not be able to participate. He sat there, he said this, his shit was like, sleep. I was like, all right. It damn there close enough, it faintly sounded like sneakers when they hit the little, when they hit the gym floor. It was like that, bro. He put his Jones. It was like sleek, 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 sleek. I was like, wow. He had to like wipe his face and stuff and drink more water. And then he was like, just sitting there. At one point, he was gonna vomit because he was like this. He was like,
I was trying to breathe.
Your eyes are like roll. His eyes are okay. He's sitting there. He's looking in. You know, people when they use them to do that, they're like looking in one direction with their heads like moving in a circle, and they're like that. You were doing like you kind of in a trance. You were looking in one direction. You were just like, and your eyes are kind of. I can see your eyes fluttering. I can tell you're like you at that point like where you're too high and you like this might get real bad.
No, I was just full. I remember now what happened. I was really full, and I was still trying to eat.
I was like, bro, you need to go like restroom or something, bro. Like, cause you doing this, everybody's looking at you like he better not fucking barf.
Oh, bro,
you was like, the only time I've seen that is when niggas about to throw up, or when it could from either being too drunk.
No, I just ate too much.
Or they ate too much. He's like, ooh, you just like, ooh, like yeah, you was just like.
I ate too much, and like you said, like I was going up and down, and I was forcing myself down in the sense of like. Yo, you just high. We gotta rock this out. Like, you don't do anything else. Yeah. Just relax.
I will give you credit, though. I have to give you credit because you wasn't you weren't publicly tripping. You were, like, in your own world tripping. It was funny to see because you were just, like I could tell you was going through different phases, and luckily we had people there who was used to that. So it was like, yo, like, you just took too much. He cool. He just make sure you get water. Like, he all right, man. Sometimes this happens. You just gotta be cool. He's like, this is why I don't do it when I'm about to go out. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, okay. I remember him saying that before, like, yeah, I don't do those kind of things when I'm going to leave the house and shit because it can get bad.
I low-key forgot I didn't think we was going out. I knew we were going out. I wasn't.
I think you just forgot to measure, bro. Honestly, I think if you measure, you've been cool.
Honestly, that's the key. Like, honestly,
just
that really
measure,
was the key.
You can't eyeball. Cause I was like, yeah, they do different things for different stuff. Like, even like 10 grams of this could be a different effect than 10 grams of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, they both could be 10 grams. If I use a whole bunch of shit in this one and not as much in this one, like, you're going to be fucked off for 10 grams off of this. Yeah. And so I was like, I don't know the recipes. I'm just saying, like, it's just, I
don't know, but I know enough, man.
You was gonna be messed up. It was just, it was funny to see because you was okay, so it was okay. It was funny to see it, like,
oh yeah,
because you was just like bugging out in your own world. You was just like, like you low key might have given birth if you kept going. Like it was so funny, and he was like sweating. So it looks like and he's sweating. So it's like he's about to give birth. He's like,
I was like, everyone was like, why am I sweating so hard? I was like, is it that hot? I looked around,
he's like, drink water. Like, drink water.
Like, oh,
drink
shit.
water. He's like, need water.
So at first I couldn't find it because my eyes were closed. So I was like, yo, we ain't gonna water here.
Bro. It was bad. Dan had to like, hey. And Dan was like looking at him like
what's he on, bro?
I was looking at Dan like, it's gone. And so at one point you finally was like resting. Like when you finally got managed to rest, I was like, damn, don't drink too much. You end up like this. Like this nigga was like down and now like this.
Yeah, and then we had shots.
You was taking shots too.
We didn't have any like crazy shots. We had like a nice little like.
That soju was good though. The soju was good. It was smooth.
Even with me being high, I was like, don't take more than 2.
Yeah.
The sober part of me was like, don't take more than 2. You take 2, you good.
Don't take more than 2.
Ain't faded right back. It was like, we back in our little abyss limbo and shit.
Yeah, Homer Simpson, you out the bushes like, don't take more than 2. It went back like.
I took 2, and somebody, I think it was you. Was like, you want another one? I was like,
I don't know if you took 2 yet or not at that point. Cause I said I had plum wine instead if you want that.
Oh yeah, no, I said no. I was like no because
plum wine. That shit was fire.
No, anything else of what I took was going to add more to where I was at. And I didn't want to be to the point where I couldn't find myself.
Yeah, because that's right. When I offered you plum wine, you said I already took 2 shots. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
And then Dan was like, he don't need no more. I was like, he took shots already? And he's like, yeah. I was like, ooh. Okay.
I think that's what propelled me, honestly.
Hell yeah. If you hot, it's called cross-rated. I mean, I heard. Speaking from a friend's perspective, it's called like when you like high and you start drinking, get drunk. It's called cross-faded, bro. And that's the last thing. I've been cross-faded before.
I was animal crossing.
Through a friend said that they was cross-faded, so I speaking on their behalf.
The friend of a friend.
I was cross-faded before. I was at a fucking. That was.
I like how you said perspective of a friend of a friend. I was cross-faded before.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Who's that? I ain't never get to do all that shit. I remember grinding my feet in this damn couch. Like
that was crazy.
Yeah, that. Yeah,
I didn't like though.
I've been there before. That shit was crazy. I was we got high, and then I don't know how when I got high, and then we were drinking. It was the Christmas that the Cardinals that went to the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's about the Grinch. That's still Christmas.
Oh, did they go to the Super Bowl? I think no, it wasn't. I think it was that same year. They not the. I'm sorry, not the Christmas Bowl. They went to do something.
The Cardinals did.
Yeah, the Cardinals were playing on Christmas, and we went there. We went to go see them play. It was my first.
Oh,
it was my first.
It's probably regular season then.
Yeah, regular season. I don't know why it's the Super Bowl. It was December.
Because they had been to Super Bowl before. So
I feel like that year they went. I feel like that year. I could be wrong on that, but
I could be right. I see that. I can.
Because you was there. Because we end up. Okay, that's another story. It's not for this. But anyway, yeah. Long story short, this nigga was high. It was crazy, bro. That shit was so. Then we about to go to the store and get boba.
You a real one for this. I'm not gonna hold you. You was a real one.
Hey, you want to stay in the car and just get some air? You want boba? And he was like, I'll stay in the car.
Because once again, my silver mind was like, hey, that's a good ass idea. Yeah. Well, I was like,
I'm gonna leave the air on. You stay in the car, all right? He's like, yeah.
Bro.
And then we got in the house and he was a little bit unhigh. I said, man, I really wanted boba. I was like, you didn't need anything. You didn't need anything there.
I remember saying that.
You didn't need anything there.
I remember saying that.
You did not need anything.
Oh, I said it right here when I said that?
You were like, I think you kind of came, yeah, at this point you kind of came back up to, yes, you were like staying over there. You was like, I think I was like, this nigga sucks. Oh my God.
I never like being babysitters. I never wanted to be babysitters. So I really appreciate y'all taking care of me on that.
Because like I said, you weren't, like you knew enough to be like, I'm high. Let me relax. Like, you know, not relax, you're already high. But like,
I could definitely tense up while I'm high.
Let me drink water. Like you knew to be like, okay, there's somebody drink water, I should probably drink some fucking water.
Yeah.
Like you was drinking water, so if you wasn't like fighting, like, no, give me more and shit like that. You was just like, nah. Like,
asking for more edibles while you already own one is nuts.
This isn't doing it for me. But when you go look for your friends, you in the sky and they not, you're like, what?
Man, look.
Yeah, that was pretty funny, bro. That was funny.
Man, that's what I was going.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I was like, this nigga here.
It's only funny when you survive.
Yeah, I gotten mad high before, but it wasn't, mine was because it was smoke related, it was brief. It was super brief.
I realized that too. When you like smoke, it's like, it's a short time span.
Hell yeah, it's in and out.
Yeah. I remember waking up, I was still like kind of like coasting a little bit. Yeah. I was in the better zone.
And then this dude comes home, right? All right, so we come home, mind you. It's five of us. Our apartment isn't ginormous, and we have a small couch here. Like a little.
That's not a small couch.
Well, when one nigga's laying, when one 6'2" nigga is laying on one side of the couch, it becomes a small couch.
I'm 6.
Whatever it is, bigger than me. And you sat there and you gonna lay down on this couch, and mind your girlfriend to get the couch, you gotta walk past his bedroom door. And I was like, why would you just not go to bed? You're high. This is
why I thought. I did think this. Mind you, this is the high me thinking.
Yeah, that's why I didn't even listen to it.
So look, this is what I thought. I walked over to the couch and I was like, I just need to lay down real quick. Granted, like you said, my bedroom was closer than where the spot was. That's the first thing I saw though. And I don't think I could have turned a doorknob at that moment. Matter of fact,
I don't think your door was closed, bro. Usually your door is open. I'm pretty sure your door was open at the time.
That goes to how high I was. So I walked to the couch. I'm like, hey, anybody needs to like lay down. If anybody wants to use the seat, they can just wake me up and like tell me to go in my room.
You didn't say that.
Yeah, I didn't. I said it in my head though, but like I couldn't say it out loud. And I just came there and just laid down.
He said I said it in my head. So if your teacher was you was in school, your teacher, you didn't raise your hand. Your teacher called on you. You looked at her and said,
"Yeah, why don't you hear me?"
And then she was like, "You didn't answer the question. And someone else got the answer right." You like, "That's what I said though, in my head."
How's this my fault?
Did anybody here ever take summer school?
I didn't. So, well, first off, this is curiosity. What's wrong with doing summer school, bro?
That means you failed.
No, it don't.
Yes, it do.
It means that you don't like being out in summer. You want to go to school.
Not in the grade, depending on the grade. If you in high school, summer school could mean you getting the credits.
Or you getting abused at home.
Damn.
Right? That's not my case. Shout out to anybody that's like going through that. I feel your pain.
Damn.
I know, right? Went real dark.
Well, you could have just been like, oh, they could just not be home. They could just not be home.
No, I gotta go dark, bro.
It's fair enough.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be committed sometimes.
That's possible. They went. I mean, but even then, though, if they go to summer school, they're taking class and let's say they're passing, they still would get more credits.
Yeah, I didn't.
You're earning more credits, which I kind of wish I had known at the time. I would.
Man, who you telling?
I would. If I had known that was an option, I definitely would have done that.
I wish I knew all the cheat codes. I probably went ahead and used all of them, but I would be like,
I would have used that one. I would have used that one. The only reason I'm glad I didn't is because then I would have came out the time frame for when I came to. If I went to college, I probably wouldn't have. I probably been more school related. School that I would probably want to stay closer to home. Like my whole trajectory on life and how it would have been, because I wouldn't be able to go all the way to Arizona by myself. I've been only 16. So I would have been a Golden State, Arizona by myself and stuff like that. So I wouldn't never went to college. Wouldn't have met none of y'all. So I was like, I don't regret it. I'd end up staying in Philly. Probably had to go to Temple or something like
Nigga,
that.
fuck me. Go ahead and do what you gotta do. I'm a firm believer that no matter what path you would have took, we always still would have met.
I'm not.
Nah.
No. Because there would have been no way we would have met.
It would have been a way.
How?
Let's say you would.
If I never came to Arizona?
Let's say you would stay in Philly, right? I probably would have went to Philly instead. I told you I had a football scholarship. We got movies. We got movies that y'all talk about.
You had a football scholarship, nigga. That's what you had. Still a scholarship. Go ahead, say
I had track scholarship.
Attract what?
I didn't have an attractive one.
On track to get a scholarship, nigga? You ain't have a track scholarship.
No, I was number one in the nation for foot speed.
Nation of what? Nation of Nation of what?
Islam.
Oh!
You set me up to say it.
No.
You set me up to say it, bro.
No.
Don't be mad at me for saying it.
No.
You said nation of what? And I had to fill in the blank.
You could have said anything.
What else goes in the nation of Islam? What else goes in the nation
You
of...
could say anything you could have said. Nation of sneaker people. Whatever it was, you could say whatever you wanted.
That don't ring good. Nation of what?
Nah.
Nope.
Well, y'all, when the Muslims show up to get your ass, don't bring me into it.
We're doing a mad lib.
Nah,
nation of...
Nah, sir.
It has to be a noun. Nation of... I'm just trying to say close to my roots, bro. That's all I'm saying.
It's because you're not even Muslim.
My black roots. Anyway.
Nation of black roots?
You know what? That sounds cool. Doesn't sound as ringy and trendy as Nation of Islam, but you know.
They come for you, bro. Even if you saying a good thing, just understand. You said you was a number one. Okay.
Oh, number one what?
You said you're number one. Oh,
I was number one in the nation for foot speed. What's up?
You was not the number one. Oh, that's right, because you're in a 4-2 in football.
I ran 4-0, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
Thomas, no. Stop. Stop lying. Stop your lying.
How am I lying?
Thomas, you're not gonna tell me you ran a 4-2.
I ran 4-0, but we ain't gonna talk about that. So 4-2. I ran a 4-2, bro. What can we tell you, dog?
You did not run a 4-2.
Dog, you see these thighs and these calves and these feet, bro?
I say they don't be moving at a 4-2 speed.
Unless you tell it.
I am telling. I'm telling
you.
You
ever seen fast feet before me? You know what I'm saying? You got used to it.
And they aren't 4-2 speed.
You see me running around this house, dog. I'm fast.
Let me see you right now.
Right now.
Yo, get y'all mans, yo.
Get
y'all mans. This dude said he ran a 4-2 in high school. I was like, bro, I would have heard of you. We all would have heard of you, bro. If you was running a 4-2. Not that people don't run 4-2s or whatever. But
hey, what's what Monday Nights for us best kept secret, but hey, you right now, you ain't gotta tell us, or you right now, best kept secret,
because you know
bro.
what my rebuttal to that always is. That's kept a secret. That's what it is. So you just stop.
They had to keep me secret, bro.
They did.
They were selfish, bro. They didn't want my challenge to be out here.
Like,
I had recruits looking at me and everything.
Law requires we put him in the game, give him a little burn. He's like, okay.
That's took off on him.
Yeah, you took off,
He's
right?
Like, just give him the ball, he'll run.
Come back here, Thomas. No.
They call me Forrest Gump, the black version. They ain't call me that.
Forrest Gump.
All those lies except for the 4-2. That's real. No, the 4-4. That's real.
You said it was 4-2, not 4-4?
It is 4-4. 4-2 is me being really stupid. I ain't
okay,
gonna front.
but you was being really stupid for years with that then.
No, 4-4. Because I always tell people I was like 4-4. They be like, nah. I'm like, yo, if you want to keep it a buck, I ran 4-2. But
4-4 is more believable.
No. I tell Aaron that he was like, nah.
That's what we won a 4-2.
Mind you, I was in high school. I was much lighter then. I was like,
that don't mean you was fast.
I was barely 150.
That don't mean you was fast. It means you was light and small.
Now you want to see how big these thighs are, dog? Let me show them to you. These call me quick thighs back in the day.
Servant. It's a show we saw on Apple TV. First of all, Apple TV be having some jams.
Some low key
some
they do.
Jams. Like now, granted, I was you put me on because I don't watch Apple TV at all. You got it. Actually.
You know why we watch this though, right?
Because you put it on.
Nah. So we talk about the movie that's gonna be coming out soon, right?
Right, I remember that.
M. Night Shyamalan is behind that. It's like a black him.
Yeah.
And so my thing was, I was like, M. Night Shyamalan has some shit that his track history isn't as good as it used to be, which is debatable. So I'm like, if I watch, we had to watch Servant because he has his hands in that. If we watch Servant and it's pretty good, then we have to go see O.
Okay.
Because at first we was like, we're not watching that shit because he touched it. But we were like, if we watch Servant and it's good, then we'll watch O. So we watched Servant because M. Night Shyamalan is in it. Well, not in it, but he directed it.
Yeah, I think he shows up in the first or something, but he's delivering a package.
He said he showed up in the first episode. I
think he was delivering a package.
But he got us right high. But anyway, so quick breakdown. So Servant is on Apple TV Plus, directed by M. Night Shyamalan, created by Tony Bascalop. Writing credit goes to Nina Braddock, Tony Bascalop. That's a lot of nigga names. Ishana Shyamalan, Kara Lee Thornton, Laura Marks, and Elisa Clark. Starring Lauren Ambrose, Tony Campbell, Neil Tiger Free, and Roop Grit. If I said your names wrong, I do apologize. A married couple deal with the loss of a baby after 14 weeks, and to cope, they adopt a baby doll to help with their process. After hiring a nanny, the doll gets replaced by a human baby. And honestly, I'm gonna keep it about with you. That description does not do the show justice.
This show,
like we killed the first season in the first week.
Yeah, it's 10 episodes. I think the first season was 10 episodes.
It's 10.
Well, right now, watch second season. We just started it. It just had me drawn. I was just sucked into it. I don't know what to say. It was just like, yo, like what the fuck is going? Like, is it supernatural? Is it paranormal? Like,
yeah.
And so you couldn't really place into a category. I couldn't tell you if it was paranormal or not for like, yeah. But the things that was happening was weird. Weird things were happening. Like really weird, hard to explain things were happening. But the way they did it, it didn't overdo anything. Like you wouldn't, like some people are like, when they hear paranormal, like, I don't mess with ghosts, they wouldn't watch it. Right. It's not like that. It's not
like this is nowhere near the horror genre at all.
Right. It's not a horror type of thing. At least it hasn't become it yet. I don't know, man. It wasn't that at all. But like, there were just things that were happening that were just very weird, coincidental, and things of that nature. Super weird. So you're not really sure, and there's things you're still not sure of. And to me, it was just dope because I couldn't really put it in a category. I mean,
we can find a category like it'd be suspense.
Yeah,
but like putting it into a category wouldn't do it justice. It's like it's a lot more to it. It's like you said, supernatural, suspense. I'd say a thriller too. I throw that in there. Yeah, because
that's the part you're like, what the fuck is going on here? And just the way, just to see things how they go and how they proceed, how the proceeding and the little things that happen to the family that they hired on the baby or had the baby. Mm-hmm. It's pretty interesting. The doll, the baby doll looks so realistic. Like
I remember
that shit was crazy. Okay,
because like the first episode sets up. Not everything, but sets up a good portion of how everything is going to go. So it's like you have the mom, you have the husband. That's not crazy. Not thinking about it. You have the wife, you have the husband, and you have this unspoken of baby, but it's just like kind of like they talk about it in a sense of passing. So you're watching, you're kind of like, all right, they're a family, and then you see the baby, and you're like, is this the baby?
Like, this is a Cabbage Patch 14.0? What the fuck? Yeah, the baby doll is a very real looking baby doll.
Yeah. So we're about to get in spoiler territory. So if you're gonna watch this on Apple TV Plus, please do. Please stop listening to this and go watch it. So
we're assuming you left.
Reigns is off. So we're watching it and even then, I'm kind of like, I don't know what the fuck to say. Like,
it's hard because you don't want to give. I mean,
don't watch this high first off.
Yeah. Oh my. Let's talk about that. Let's get into that. We don't give a show away. Let's talk about you watching this high and trying to come to conclusions. And how
I was right though.
Thomas Usry.
See, I wasn't.
The first time when you saying what you were saying, you was not right.
How was I not? I said the whole thing, bro.
No, you did not. No, you did not. No, you did not. The first time when we was watching it and we was talking about the
episode 8, right? It was 8 or 9.
I don't remember 8 or it might have been 9.
I remember the part I'm talking about was when they had left, when everybody had left the house and Uncle was there watching the baby.
Yes.
So you were talking about the same thing.
Yes.
Great. So
you were saying that this is the conclusion he had came to.
Yeah, and I was right because
that's not what happened.
That is what happened. He was in denial about it, but he was like, "This is the only." He said that he didn't say it, but he was acting like this is the only answer. This doesn't make sense. So he legit was like, "No, that can't be it." So he was like, he called other people. Was like, "Who has the fucking baby?"
No, what the conclusion? Because mind you, at this point in time, you're basing it off the fact that we kind of put 2 and 2 together.
We did, but he also, you can see in his face that he was like,
Thomas, you couldn't see it in his face. He didn't
because he
know.
did everything.
He even offered to pay the girl to go get the real thing.
Yes, because like he was like, this is the only logical answer that I have. Because what other thing I'm thinking about is too fucking far gone. But remember, because he started accepting it because it's like she came into the house 2G for her own good.
No, what happened was
She didn't come in the house being hella G.
that's not why he accepted it. He accepted it because they started having a conversation, and then finally, when she wouldn't tell him what a doll was, like where the baby was,
Mm-hmm.
she wouldn't tell where the baby was, and he was like freaking out. He was offering to pay, and she was like, "What are you talking about? The baby's right here." And he was like freaking the fuck out, like, "Where's the baby?" When she comes home, at that point, remember they had the conversation. He goes in to pray with her. That's when he accepts it. It was at that point he went in there to pray with her. He started talking to her about the situation at hand and what had happened in the past.
Remember watching Walking Dead, right?
Okay.
Remember when, spoiler alert for those that haven't seen Walking Dead, the scene where what's the young boy name? Not Rick's son.
Carl.
When Carl had to kill the mom, right?
Was it him who killed her?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
In the TV show, that's what happened. In comic book, something different happened.
I don't remember who killed her.
But Carl had to kill his mom, or his mom died. Either way it goes, he had a pew pew like 007. And so Rick goes to him. He's like, "Where's your mom at?" He knows where she's at. And he knows what happened, but he needs a confirmation because he's in disbelief and he's in dismay. That's what happened with him. He came to his conclusion of what happened, but he was like, "This doesn't make any fucking sense." Even we said the same thing of like, this doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, yeah, but by that point we already kind of put 2 and 2 together at what was going on.
Yeah,
we kind of was like, okay, and because actually no, the even further proof that he didn't think that. Remember, he had a theory that him and his brother came up with, or him and his brother-in-law had came up with. Remember?
No, what was that?
The theory that the brother-in-law and the husband came up with. He was like, yo, I don't know whose that is.
they thought that it was hers, right?
Right, and she snuck it in.
Right, but remember, because like he's the only one that experienced that moment firsthand of like everybody's out the house. I FaceTime y'all, and nobody has a baby.
Right, so
but there's a baby in this crib that where the baby was at one point.
It's the same doll that they always seen. So that's why he was like, okay, so where's the real thing? Remember, at one point, he even held it over the thing, and he was like, it's in the basement. It's in the basement. He's going crazy.
Right.
He's still running around thinking that the child is somewhere. The real thing is in the house somewhere. Mind you, he's thinking he thinks the real thing's in the house. And it finally got to the point where they go into the room, and then they're having a conversation, and finally he's just like, he finally asks, they start talking, and then he's like, so when she comes here, what is she going to find in the crib? And then he tells her. He tells her she's going to find the baby in the crib.
That's what I'm saying. He's her. But
that was after they had the conversation, and after that, he went in the room and just like went to go pray with her and was telling her about how what happened with him, dealing with the child, bro. I
remember saying then. I remember saying like, I think he knew. I don't say he knew. He came to this conclusion of what happened as far as like super spoiler alert. The girl has some type of power to make wherever that is real.
He didn't have that conclusion, bro.
He did, bro.
Thomas, you watch it again, you're gonna be like, no, he didn't.
I'm watching it again.
Watch it again. You was high. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, I think you're solely basing that off the fact that
what the conversation we had,
that we had prior to that point, and what the conclusion we came to.
Okay, maybe
the way that he was, I was like, he didn't think that because at one point he was about to do what he was about to do.
Oh, he did it all right. That was crazy.
So if he had thought that, he wouldn't have done that.
That was crazy.
And then he heard it. And he's like, oh, it's downstairs. And then he went downstairs.
You know what's crazy about this show? Even if I was to spoil everything, it still wouldn't make sense. You still have to watch it and be like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, the show is good. The show is much better than I expected it to be, for sure. Like, I was like, oh shit,
bro, like for real, like
yeah. So we actually probably gonna finish second season today, or we gonna at least watch some.
That's the whole thing today.
At least watch some of it. Like,
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be mad if we did though.
Yeah, but it is pretty good. It's a really good show.
Like, I didn't think it was gonna be trash, but I didn't think it was gonna be this.
Yeah, it was good. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, and they have a couple bangers on Apple TV because they got this movie. I think it's called Running with the Wolves, but I don't know. It's what this little. Yeah, it's good. It's definitely a different art form and stuff, but it's.
You said Raised by Wolves?
Honestly, kind of. Yeah, they got a whole song. Running with the wolves tonight. Running with the wolves tonight.
I know that song too.
It's on the movie.
It's not Bruce Springsteen. It's one of them old white dudes though.
No, I think it's a white woman.
No, that's a dude, bro.
No, that's singing that song. This is a woman.
Nah.
I saw the movie, bro, and I heard the sound. I heard the song. It's a woman singing.
Is it on? Is it on that?
It's on that movie. I don't know if it's
Okay,
for that
I'm
movie.
talking-
It's on that movie. It's on that movie.
I'm thinking about your hearts be free.
No,
tonight.
nigga, that's.
I know. That's what I just said.
Come
My bad.
on, dog. You
I
way
said
off
I was
base. I
thinking-
said wolves. Ain't nothing but wolves in there.
What would you rate this?
Oh,
What would you rate?
you so high, huh?
I'm Tad. What would you rate this? I gotta watch my son. I can't be high and watch my son. I was already sick last time. I can't have him go through more trauma. No,
Like, cook the hot dogs, son. This pack of hot dogs on there. You got the sun on the stove. Like,
Oh,
nigga,
that's
cook
not even
the hot
funny.
dog, son.
Serving for real.
Tell you.
That first episode was good.
Yeah, it was. No, it's a good show. It's a good show. I would give this show like a good. I'm gonna say right now I'm at to get like an 8.
Really?
It's pretty. So far, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm giving it 8 right now.
I'm hitting 10.
You hit a 10. I can't
I'm
give it 10
hitting
yet.
10.
I just how it ends because the thing with these kind
After the
of
first season, I give it 10 like that. But yeah,
because what happens a lot of times is after the. To me, I'm waiting for that ending because that's gonna be the thing with our. If that's a good ending, it'll boost up in my category. If it
True.
don't, because a lot of times what I remember dealing with a lot of M Night material. A lot of times
those endings though.
those
yeah,
endings be like you like
That's what his flaw was. This ain't flaw. That's what his critique.
you like
was.
oh.
I'm at a point, bro, where like this is so good that even if the ending was trash, I'll probably still give it a 10.
No.
Because I feel you. Endings to me are hella important.
Well, not that important. If you give a show a 10 with a trash ending,
But
that means if it had a good ending, it'd be an 11 or 15 in your eyes, somewhere between there.
let's still be a solid 10.
You can't have a based off of just how math would work.
how grading should be.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And everything's perfect. That means it's a 10, right?
Yeah.
If it's perfect up to a certain point and then it's bad at this point, it still can't be a 10, nigga.
All right, that's true. That's real shit. That's real shit.
That don't make
Okay.
no sense.
So if the ending is trash, I'll probably give it a 9.
That would make
made
more
sense.
sense.
That made sense.
That
Yeah.
would make more sense.
You
Yeah,
you were right. I'll give you
I
that.
was
You
like,
was
nigga,
right.
that wouldn't make no sense. Like, we gotta trust your scale. We coming to you.
You right. You right.
thinking
You
that-
right.
Come on, bro.
If the ending is trash, I'll probably give it a 9. The lowest I'll probably go is an 8 because that's how good it was.
So far, so for me, I would say this for season 10, for season 1, I would say I could give season. I'm trying to think. If there was anything that I did not like in season 1.
Season 1.
That would make me be like, it's not a 10.
I'm speaking for myself, but also speaking for you. No, I'm not speaking for you. The fuck. I'm speaking for myself, and just like jump in when you feel.
No, that's like I don't agree. Like what?
I feel like there was no critiques on this because everything kind of made sense. Like everything that the characters did led to not only character development, but also kept the story going forward. Because you kind of see, you brought up a good point about how the nanny was. It was like what she doing doesn't make sense, and that plays more to her backstory of where she became and where the people came to her later on.
Yeah,
that played that part. The dad, especially in the first episode, how he was just like manhandling the baby, that played more sense into how he
Oh
evolved.
my god, that one.
Because he ends up evolving to a whole different like person.
Yeah, bro. All right, first season 10. Yes.
Thank you.
I'm trying to think of that anything I didn't like about him. Like, so I was including season 1 and 2, but
I'm doing one right now because we ain't finished.
First season's a 10. First season's definitely a 10. Like it keeps you like, I need more of this shit.
Yeah.
I need more.
When it hits that at 10 o'clock and we're like, one more, that's when it's like, all right. Like,
And they're half an hour episodes.
Yeah, that's what made it dope. That's what made it dope.
Half an hour episode. You could definitely crank out a few, like, that's only 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
3 hours later.
Yo, it's like 3 o'clock, bro. I don't know what we're going to do.
My eyes are watering. Keep watching. Your eyes don't burn from being up? Like, no, keep going.
Because the mom, that was it.
No, okay, you know what really makes this a 10 for me? Is the backstory.
Yes.
That backstory. Oh my god. Oh fuck. Dude,
because like
it's a 10. It shows so far it's a 10, bro. If season 1's a 10. That shit was just like what?
Because like the mom's backstory was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And they did you they did you a great favor because they let you to the doorsteps and they was like, we gonna let you in. They let you in and it was like, yo, she really did that shit.
Like,
they went through the whole process.
No.
Yes, bro.
It's the different levels of no when you realize like that didn't happen. When it's kind of how you saw what was in denial. It's like that. You're like no.
Yeah. Cause we really was like, yo, she did A, B, and C, and they could have left it just at that of like, you get it, but it was like.
Because it explains, because by them playing out the way they did, you're often left with questions about like, why is this like that? Why is that like that? Why is that? And then they do this, and you're like, you just got a lot of answers right before they ended. You got a lot of answers as to why certain things were the way they were. Mm-hmm. And then but at the same time as you were getting answers, you got more questions. And then they're like, and we're done. And you're like, damn. And then they go to season 2. So they did that really well.
But everything played out like that. I'm thinking about the mom scene again. I was like, damn.
That shit was crazy. Cause that was kind of close to home, low key. Like that could be close to home for a lot of people.
I felt like it could have happened to anybody. It could have happened to anybody.
Hell yeah.
And I just was like,
yeah.
No. Most shows and most TV shows or movies, they will left you at the doorstep of like, you get it.
Yup, like you can put 2 and 2 together. Nah, they let you like, nah. Just in case you don't know what 2 + 2 is, we gonna tell you it's 4. Like, oh shit,
like, come on in, you know what I'm saying? We had 2 bedrooms, we had a little horror over here, some trauma,
and they do a good job of how they trigger everything. Man, look, this so far season 1 was 10. I liked it.
I'm telling you,
I liked it a lot. Ron has not that nigga name. I'm about to say the boy from Harry Potter. Ron Weasley. What's his name in Harry Potter?
Oh, Ron Weasley.
Ron Weasley's in it. Oh, he does a
good job.
He do a hell of a good job. I was like, yo, and he's not the main character, which makes it dope because you would think he might be the main. No, he's not. He does a good job. The only person I think to me that doesn't do a top-notch job but does a really good job is the chef.
Wait, say it again?
He does a really good job. I don't think his job is top-notch as far as what he does. As far as his acting, I think it's the chef.
I think his acting is what the character calls for. So I kind of give him that.
That might be why it fits. Like how sometimes Keanu Reeves do his thing, you be like, what?
Yeah.
It's like that. That's why I feel like it's better. I'm not saying him and Keanu Reeves act the same way. I'm not saying that at all. But there's certain roles that just call for like, I need you to be like kind of out, like kind of Keanu Reeves that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, Keanu, I need you to be Keanu in this. And you're like, all right, back.
Do you want more emotion from the?
It's not that. It's sometimes when he's delivering the lines, there's something about it that I don't believe.
Really?
Yeah, something about it that doesn't like. I'm not an actor. I act a fool, but I'm not an actor. You know.
Okay.
So I can't tell you. Remember how we said how sometimes Michael B. Jordan would deliver, like he delivered that line and
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
And we go like it just didn't. Sometimes he delivers these lines and the way they're delivered is, I know and understand he's delivering lines.
You don't fly.
But I don't think he believes the lines he's delivering. I'm just saying my lines. And that is what
that's real shit. I give you that.
That's what I get from that. Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes it feels religious. Sometimes, and it might be the tone of voice. I don't know. But there are times where the impact of what he says or how he's saying something doesn't quite fit. Like maybe it needs to be more or something, or maybe it's less of something. I can't tell you each time. I have to go back and pick them out. But there's a few times where he gives a line, I'm like,
Are you talking about? I think I know what you're talking about. What line you're talking about? Are you talking about the time when they were in the basement? Spoiler alert. When Ryan, I think that dude's real name. Ryan Weasley, the chef, and the dude from the cult were all in the basement, and he had asked him a question, and he was like, "Yeah, I want the baby to stay. I want the baby to stay." And he wasn't.
I wasn't thinking about that, but that's definitely one of them.
Yeah. So like, I felt like when he delivered that line was he was being honest, but he wasn't fully convinced.
Yeah, he wasn't sure of it. I feel like he was being honest, but he wasn't sure if that was his line or not.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like that's what it felt like to me. Doesn't mean it wasn't. But the show is so good, and the things that happen are so good that you overlook it, and it might just be. And it might just be that what you like you said. It might just be how they wanted the character to kind of be. But I don't know. To me, there are just certain times when he's doing something. I'm like, do I believe that?
If I see him in another role and I still see the same type of like acting in that sense, then I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I wasn't, but it wasn't. But it's not bad enough to ding the show. Like even with that, the show is still like super like. Because again, I think that might just be me.
I feel like with this show, bro, you could got some people out the middle of the street. And once you get to episode 3, it's like, oh, they cooking.
Yeah, like the show. This is one of those things. Like in that aspect, the show is just that good that like if someone came in subpar, whatever, he would just be like overlooked and just be like, wow, damn. Yeah, but I mean, he still does. Because he has a lot of camera time. He does a pretty good job overall. And I think that's what makes it different. Because he has a lot of camera time. So it's not all the lines. It's not every line. It's not because not every time he says something is supposed to be super impactful. It's just like I'm just progressing the story. So I think that helps in this situation.
Yeah.
Because it's not about like I'm supposed to be the president and you supposed to listen and move my people. It's not like that. Like if it was doing that, he was doing something that's not going to work. But and what there's so many elements around him that it can be like that and you won't notice it.
I feel like you saying that made me think about. I think his character supposed to be us of like this isn't making sense.
Yeah, he at least he was. At least he was like that. And then
even now he's like I accept it because like this is obviously what I'm seeing. This doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Where Ron, I need my man's real name. Ron Weasley's character is.
I need to give him more credit. He did a good ass job in this. He did a good job.
He's more in the sense of like this doesn't make sense. I have to solve it. The chef is like this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. But if 2 + 2 is 4, then what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like he's just like he's at that point he just accepts it. The other guy's like, nope. I need real answers. This does not add up, and it does not add up. Like I need real answers for this. I don't know why I would do in that situation. I'm like, nope, I'm going to move to Europe. This show is really good though.
It was real good. Yeah. What's his real name?
Ron Burgundy.
Rupert Grint.
There it is. That's it.
Rupert Grint.
So Servant is definitely must-see TV. Please watch it if you get a chance. Apple TV is free if you buy an Apple device. That's how we ended up watching it. Go ahead and buy your iPad.
What Apple devices did you buy?
Huh?
What Apple devices did you buy? Oh, yeah, that's right. You got it.
Buy your iPad Shuffle. Buy a new iPhone. Something. Because, like, fam. I don't know how long they can take this. It's on season 2. I don't think you can take it more than 5 seasons?
That's my fear. Sometimes we get a show that's good and it's like it should be kind of like boom boom.
Yeah.
And they run it. They had a show called there was a show one time called Pretty Little Liars.
Okay, I remember you was watching that. You watching that heavy too.
I was like, oh, okay, let me see what this about. And I was like, oh, drama. Let me see, because someone told me about it. I was like, let me see.
Mm-hmm.
And I was more curious to see what really happened to the girl. I was like, okay, is that really what happened to her? So now I gotta watch it. But then, like every time they thought they caught this person, something would happen. The next, the girl came back and they still was chasing. I was like, well, wait, what? Like, nigga, it got weird and it just went longer and longer. I was like, how? Like the whole point of this at one point in time was to capture the killer of this girl. Come to find out this bitch wasn't even dead.
Yeah, at that point you kind of like.
And then it just went somewhere else. And then then it went somewhere else. And I was like, okay, what the? So at this point, I don't even know what was going on. I don't know if they ever finished the show. I was like, I'm done. I was like, oh, she's not dead.
That's crazy. Tap out on the show? Is that bad?
It's not bad. It's just that to me,
it wasn't that long. My bad. It was
just long. I was like, okay. The whole point of the show was like we all thought this girl was dead. Blah blah blah. There was no signs and nothing. And then we started to get glimpses of what we thought was the girl. And then like it turned out the girl was still alive. So okay, so what was all this other shit going on? Because we all thought it was her getting revenge. Because she used to be kind of a bitch to people. And then so then we thought it was like about someone. She ends up getting murked off. And so we thought it was about her being murked off. And like her killer, who was her killer and stuff. Because all the girls were getting blackmailed. And they were getting blackmailed and the person was leaving initial A. And so they thought it was that girl. Because her name was like Alice or something like that.
Ashley.
Whatever it was. So they was like, so we all thought it was that. But then it turned out that wasn't it. And I was like, what? I was like, wait, what?
I do think knowing when to say when is hella important.
Yeah, because you can draw a straw too long and then you lose that hype.
Mm-hmm.
You lose that hype, man.
I thought 24 was good with that in a sense. Because they once they had like, it was 24 episodes, 24 hours and shit. They would close their season by resolving wherever it was. So the next season would be something completely different. But that 24 hour span was like done.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you picked up a new season, say you didn't never watch 24, and you picked up on season 4, you have a whole new scenario of what's going on.
Oh, cool. So it was for the same scenario from 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah, no, they were running with the same
premise or the same idea straight across.
Trying to capture whoever this person was, and they kept eluding them somehow. And they never I don't know if I guess they figured it out. I don't know. Part of me wants to go back because it wasn't bad. The show wasn't bad. It just. Mm-hmm. It just started to become like, okay, like I can't dedicate to this. Like, I like, come on, guys. Like, I thought y'all had it.
It's one piece of the sitcom world.
Yeah, I was like, damn, dog. Like, yeah, basically. I was like, come on, man.
All right. So, if you haven't get the message now, watch Servant.
Yeah. What time are we at?
An hour 5.
you want to talk? What's the name? You want to stop?
We can keep going. It's up to you though. If you want to keep going,
You could do because you did. You watch. I watched it. I didn't watch that. I haven't watched that in.
You don't remember any of it?
No.
For real?
I remember bits and pieces, but not enough to talk about it.
All right, that's fine. We just close out.
I was like, yeah, I don't remember that shit like that. I was like,
I thought you remembered it. That's why I wrote it down.
no,
All
I
right.
remember bits and pieces. I remember, I like my watch. I was a little bit younger, so like,
Yeah, mine.
so
yeah.
that's why I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Those that don't know, we talking about Lion King. I'm playing.
wait, Mufasa, don't do that. It's like, no. That's why they call him Scar. Ew. It's like, no. That's crazy.
I want to know. Never mind. I was just I want to know more of the backstory about Scar, but
What you mean?
like, because I know they have the books. We talk about how Scar got his scar and like basically the brothers' history of how one became to like be a king and the other one was like just some nigga on the block at that point. He wasn't. He was like the king of the not Pride Land, king of the Skull Island. What was the name of that spot?
Pride Rock.
Pride. No, the other spot, the gloomy spot where everybody's depressed.
That's the shadow. That's the
Shadow Realm.
Not about to say Shadow Realm. That's what's the Elephant Graveyard? That's
Elephant Graveyard. That's what it's called.
That's the Badlands. I think they call it the Badlands.
Badlands, Elephant Graveyard, some spot where everybody's
You're
getting high.
so ignorant. There's a area in Philly they used to call Badlands, bro.
We're closing on this.
I
We're
swear
closing
to you, it was called Badlands.
it. You know what? Y'all got it.
I swear to you, it was called Badlands, bro.
Y'all got
I
it.
swear to you. And I was like, Badlands. I learned that in high school. It's like, they call that Badlands.
No, they
I was
don't.
like, I did.
He made that up.
No, people knew that. You live on Badlands? Like, no, I don't think so. Hey, they're okay. Like, I was dumb. They said it's called Badlands. I was like, what's Badlands? It was like, yeah, it's part like it's like near right north. So, oh shit.
I heard that when you get born there, you get branded. It would BA. Boosie Badass.
Episode 165 of Cleaning Dishes. I want to thank you guys for tuning in with us. Again, if it's your first time coming there, welcome. If it's your 165th time, welcome back. What's I gonna say? You always catch this episode on YouTube. You can catch it on wherever podcasts are played. You can catch me smoking on the like a go. You can catch me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. Fantastic. You can catch this guy at
T. Usrino Jr. on Instagram and Twitter.
Catch the podcast on TikTok at Cleaning Dishes Podcast. Catch the podcast on Instagram at Cleaning Dishes. Catch us on the website, cleaningdishespodcast.com. There's merch and episodes on there. Also, check out Towology.com to get cool-ass shirts like this one. And
this one's my
the Nintendo 64 block. I want to thank you guys again for tuning in. As always, clean your hands. Wash your hands. Yeah, you should always do that. Probably make sure you have a mask in case somebody asks you to put one on. You want to make sure you do that too. If you go into the grocery store, what you want to do is and clean your plate.